You're going to make me cry.
Hey, it's Jennie and
Holly
from When Legions Fall. So we are here to have a conversation about what it's like to be women in the metal industry. Holly and I have been doing this together for a couple of years. It's a very effortless thing where we support each other and it's wonderful. We know that that's not always the case. So we're here to talk about that support, provide some of that support, and hear what you think.
Yeah. And I think it's important now more than ever to support women, you know, with everything going on in the world, not just in the metal industry. We all need to be there for each other and lift each other up. But it's even more important in the metal industry, too, because it is more male dominated.
Oh, we're the minority for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, it's almost like we have to prove ourselves to get into the club.
Ah, perfect point. Prove yourself to get into the club. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very good point. There does seem to be a members only jacket kind of, feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
And I, luckily for us, we've been embraced here in our hometown.
Yep.
Quite beautifully by all different types of metal and put on festivals that I didn't think we were going to end up being on because they've been kind of male dominated, but we're kind of cutting through. And it's not because we're women, it's because we're being respected as musicians. So I think we're quite grateful for that.
Exactly. And I mean, like, talent helps too, with that. But no, you're totally right. We played a lot of shows where it's just we're the only band that has females in it. And I think, especially around where we are, people are really open and really receptive and non-judgmental. And, if I give any piece of advice to anybody, it's just really don't feel like you're in competition with anyone and don't feel like anybody's beneath you. We're all in this together. I'm like a hippie. I want peace and love and harmony. And I think
as we scream brutally disgusting lyrics and chug, fuck your brother. Absolutely. Peace, love, and harmony, and fuck, get that blast beat.
Exactly.
No, but you're not wrong. I don't know, man. I love seeing females come through here. I do.
It's awesome.
I love when we get to play with other female fronted acts, or even just okay. Let me just take a step back. Not even female fronted, just a female in the band period, because we kind of like see that they need the support. So we're definitely the first ones at the front of the stage. Just holding place. We need to hold space for each other to feel safe and strong.
Yeah.
Because you're valid. Your gender has nothing to do with your talent or where you belong in this industry. And unfortunately, if I'm just going to date myself a little bit, I've been doing this for 20 years. It was in my first metal band in 2003, so we're talking a little over 20 years. And there was really no other females in the area.
Yeah.
Doing that, and I had to like really find my place and cut my way through. And here I am 20 years later, still doing what I get to do and finding more women, finally getting the courage to kind of step in and be who they are. And it's a really great time to be doing this. But like you said, it's also a very scary time to be a woman in general. So your support's very important right now.
It is. And I also want to encourage, like, if you play an instrument or you sing or you're a photographer, or you want to produce music or anything like that, get out there, do it. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. I've been doing YouTube for the last decade, and I'm a very sensitive person. And through that, I've gotten a lot of negative comments, maybe about my playing or, maybe, things about my gender. But I don't let those people bring me down. I just tune them out, and I just keep doing my thing, keep practicing and getting better at my craft. And, it's nice having people around like Jennie who help build my confidence and lift me up and, give me tips on makeup and clothing, because that's not stuff I'm good at. So, I don't look at women as competition, but as friends and collaborators, and just have fun.
Well, I mean, I'm hard on myself all the time. Like all the time. I get down on myself terribly about, oh God, those pictures make me look fat, or my hair wasn't this, or my makeup wasn't that, or and thankfully I have Holly to say, shut up, you're being stupid.
She always looks good.
I love you. Shut up, you're being stupid. Like, just, you're fine the way that you are. And I'm so grateful for this sisterhood that we have in the industry. And we, not everybody has that. A lot of women are flying solo. So come find your people. We're going to be happy to support you.
Absolutely.
We're even lucky to have a female manager.
She's awesome.
Julie LaCrue is
badass.
Shit, and she is definitely, I've watched in the past year, faced her fair share of negativity and negative comments because she's a woman photographer, and now she's a woman manager trying to do all of these, succeeding and doing all these amazing things as a woman. And people are just trying to, you can't do this and you can't do that. And what I love about her is she just takes a moment, gets up, cuts through the static, and comes out swinging. So we are so lucky to be surrounded by very strong women to help us kind of get through these scenarios and pick each other up.
Yeah. And it's good to have thick skin, and that can be built over time. I definitely am very sensitive. I don't have the thickest of skin, but I can definitely cut the BS out and just not listen to it because it's BS. At the end of the day, you know who you are, and be confident in that. And don't let anybody get you down. Don't let anybody tear you down.
So, as a woman who plays an instrument, solid advice for any female out there that either already has an instrument in her hand and she's feeling like she can't do this, or is too afraid to start for those reasons.
You're gonna make me cry.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure somebody told you at some point, or you told yourself, that you couldn't.
I think people want to be supportive, but they also want you to be realistic. And I've had people, kind of say like, oh, maybe you shouldn't pursue bass. And then, I practiced really hard. And they were like, you sound really good. I'll support you if you want to go to music school. Like, you sound great, and all I can say is just keep going. Don't give up. Don't let the noise stop you.
Because if it had,
I wouldn't be playing, and I don't know what I'd be doing. Like, music is such an outlet for me, and I know it's an outlet for a lot of people. And
I watch people's faces when they watch you, Holly. It's amazing because they see this woman with a bass in her hand. So that's what, it's a commodity all on its own, right? Unfortunately, it's a commodity, but it is. And then you play and they go, you see the moment where it clicks. You're no longer a woman holding a bass. You're just a badass bass player standing in front of them. And I watched that moment happen. And I got to tell you, it is absolutely amazing to watch that moment happen when they look at her and go, oh shit, she's a force to be reckoned with. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is.
I worked really hard, and that's all I can say is just keep practicing, work hard, keep growing. Don't feel like you have, don't let somebody tell you that you're not good enough. Don't let somebody tell you that you can't do it. Because you can.
Proof. Badass. Amazing bass player. Proof. And don't let anybody tell you what you should sound like. Women in metal should scream, or they should sing operatic. Listen, there's a lot of ways that I could sing. The only way I choose to sing is to sound like me. Exactly. And it took me so long to get there. I was in a metal band. You shouldn't be singing in a metal band. Guess what? It worked, and we were very popular 20 years ago, which yay for 20 years ago. But, and then I was in this like shoegaze project, and I did these ethereal vocals, and I went, hey, maybe that's more appropriate for a woman. And then we played it out live, and it was very brutal and not quite as angelic as people thought. And they're like, oh my God, are those really the words that she's saying? Yes, they were. And then I went through this like dark night of the soul after. I had metal and I had these ethereal vocals, and I had to kind of find myself. And I thought about all these women that I could sound like Tori Amos and Amy Lee and da-da-da-da. Why? Why would I want to sound like anybody but me? And why are these women my competition? They're not. I'm not Amy. I'm not Courtney. I'm not any of these other women. And I don't want to be. I don't want to be their competition. I want to be their colleague. I want to be their friend because they seem pretty cool. And, you know, I want them to be my mentors. I would love for some of them to take something, you know, and learn something from me. You know, like, I would prefer that we all just took things from each other to grow.
Absolutely.
So don't let anybody tell you that you have to sound like X, Y, or Z. Doesn't make any sense. You sound like you, and everybody will fall in line.
And you have a beautiful voice, and a lot of people
Thanks.
say it, and it's like an amalgamation of all these beautiful singers, and it is unique. It's you, and that's something that really shines out and helps make our music even better.
I think my favorite's always been, it sounds like Dolores O'Riordan joined a slightly heavier metal band.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
yes.
I love that. I love that for us. And I think one of the other ones funny is like Natalie Merchant.
Yep.
Because Natalie Merchant's from Western New York, guys. So, like, at least in our region.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we kind of sound similar, because we have the same horrible Buffalo E.
Yeah.
So my vocal instructor told me years ago. But kind of getting more to the point, you know, it's just we want to show other women that you don't have to compete with one another. You can appreciate one another. You can cheer them on.
Yes.
You can back up and hold space. You know, you can take space for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and it's entirely possible in this metal community to do that.
Absolutely. Empower each other, encourage each other, you know, be positive, and just let's all love one another. Let's all be hippies. Let's all peace, love, and happiness.
Well, I don't think they let me be a hippie, Holly, because I like to punch people in the face. I'm a little too violent. I think I'd get kicked out of the commune the first day. You know, that would I'd be Paul Rudd and Wanderlust when he wants to fly. And, yeah, I'm a little too violent to be a hippie, but I definitely agree with the love each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
Peace and love.
That's for sure.
Yes.
With the hint of violence.
Well, we would love to know your thoughts. This is a big conversation, so it's always good to know what everybody's thinking, and want to appreciate you all for watching.
Also, if you're feeling uncomfortable reaching out in the comment section, because
True.
some of us do, reach out to us personally, reach out to us on the band page.
Yep.
If you're looking for some support to get into the industry, who to contact, what do I do? Please
Reach out
come.
to us.
This is a family. Come to us for support, because we'll definitely, girl power
Yes.
and be there for each other. So be kind to yourself.
Yes.
The world's really hard for us right now. It just is.
It is, and we love you and support you, and you can do this. Don't let anybody dim your light.
And when we're at a show, come high five us, smack us in the ass, and give us a hug.
Okay, don't smack me in the ass. The hippie will go away at that point.
That's true. And then your husband would probably murder somebody, but...
Well, not before I do.
All right, well, slap me in the ass.
Yeah, don't touch my ass.
Slap me in the ass. Seriously, though. Guys, be there for... Ladies, be there for each other. Love each other. This is not a competition. We need to have more of us out there and start saturating the industry as much as humanly possible to no longer be women in metal, to just be metal. See ya.
See ya.